growing healers right now in the healing community, what are the best foods to clear your pineal gland, which is very important right now for the conscious community?
So the first thing is we have to decalcify the pineal gland, and we got to think about what's calcifying it. The things that calcify the pineal gland is fluoride. It's also chlorine bleach that you get from jumping into pools, which the so-called Negro love to swim in his chlorine bleach pools. So we got to get out of the pools. We got to get away from the deodorant that got the fluoride in it. We got to stop, using the toothpaste with the fluoride in it. And then another thing is the meats, cooking the meats, the calcification and the lipids actually mix with calcium on these two, the pituitary gland and the pineal gland, and it calcifies. So things that decalcify the pineal gland, which it would be herbs that decalcify anything like stones, calcification, crystallization, hydrangea root tea, mixed with stingy nettle root is things that can help detoxify the pineal gland.
Just like sun gazing as well, I heard.
Yeah, sun gazing is a very good one, but you got to teach people how to sun gaze, properly, because it can really damage your eyes if you go out there at the wrong time of day and sun gaze. Like, for instance, don't go out at noon when the sun is the highest in the sky to sun gaze. The best time to sun gaze is when the sun is actually leaving and going down, or when it's first coming up, when it's rising. Them the best time to really sun gaze, to stimulate the pineal gland, to get that reflective ultraviolet light to open up that pineal gland. Another thing is, I promote mushrooms. Mushrooms will literally blow that pineal gland open. Just make sure it's ceremonial. Make sure that you're in the right space and have the right mindset. And I suggest that you fasting before doing it. But things like that help with the pineal gland as well. Another one is marijuana tea. You get you some good indica or sativa, 9 hybrid with the seed, some good homegrown ones, should we say, and drink you some good marijuana tea. Yeah. All of these different psychedelics will help you actually open up the pineal gland as well. And
like ganja, man. Like ganja gonna
yes,
burn it up.
yes. And then we're talking about the endocrine system. Yeah. We know that the pineal gland is the governing, gland of the body. It actually governs the glandular highway. And the main foods that's good for the brain is your berries. Your acai berries, your blackberries, your blueberries, and these things are antioxidants, so meaning it's anti-oxidative stress. These things actually keep your cells from rusting inside of your body. So, if you really want to open the pineal gland and bring a lot of oxygen to the actual brain, I suggest that you eat a lot of berries and melons as well.
Wait, I heard about Harataki. You were talking about that as well.
Yes,
like
very good.
Power Harataki.
The Harataki is very good, yeah.
Yes. So we were talking about this earlier, and we were talking about how herbalism is a joke.
Yeah, straight joke, man. So I don't really believe in herbalism, because if you're going to be a true herbalist, you have to be an all-around healer. And that's what I really believe. So I don't even like being called a master herbalist, even though I got a master herbalist, all these certifications, been doing this for so long, thousands of healing testimonies of all these so-called incurable diseases. And y'all can check this out and look this up if y'all don't believe me. But I noticed that, you tend to take people from their environment, you give them the herbs, you heal them of all their diseases, but then they end up getting a disease again because you never took them from the environment and kept them away from the environment. So a true healer would never grab somebody from an environment, heal them, then put them back in the very environment that got them sick in the first place. So for me, my understanding, to be a true herbalist or a true healer, you have to heal on all aspects. Not only do we have to heal physically, but we have to heal them spiritually, mentally, emotionally, economically, and educational wise. So that's a true healer. So a true healer have much work to do and much studying to do, much activism to do. They have to be door to door in the community, and they have to be changing the infrastructure of the community to be called a healer. You just going to get some herbs and you going to a few classes and you mixing up some herbs. What is that going to do for me other than just flushing my body out? But then I'm going to go back to putting the same things in my body that had me coagulated, agglomerated, and sick in the first place. So a true healer heals on many different levels. We have to go after the consciousness and the mind of our people by changing our environment. That's a true healer. And to me, that is a true herbalist.
Okay. How powerful is going to the beach and putting your feet in the sand and just hearing the water, hearing the ocean? Because I know you like to go to the beach, that Miami Beach, you live in that Miami Beach life, that good life, living your best life,
Yeah.
So how powerful is going to the beach and receiving that sun, being near the water element? As we know, water has intelligence.
Yes. It's alive.
Energy.
It's living.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
How powerful is it?
Yi Maya, or we want to call Oshun or the ocean, very, very powerful. For one, it's living. For two, you have salt in that water. We know that the pancreas produces the same salt that's in the water, that same sea salt. We have something called sodium bicarbonate that's actually produced inside of our pancreas that's released to alkaline our foods, because our food had just, went through this very hard, assiduous, hot breakdown due to the hydrochloric acid in our stomach. So we see that salt is an alkalining property, and we see that salt is actually minerals converted. So when you go into the sea, you literally taking a mineral bath. And then we got to look at ritual. We got to look at, purification. And then you putting your feet into the sand, which you're grounding out. So you're connecting to earth electrical magnetic field, or what we call the magnetic grid. So not only is you grounding and you getting all of them negative charges out of your body, or what I say positive charges out of your body, because the positive charges are the protons and the negative charges are truly the electrons, which is the alkaline entities that you need in your body. That's one thing we do have to clear up. When you get into biochemistry, negative is good because it's alkaline, it's female, it's that feminine principle. The positive is actually the negative, it's bad because it acts as a free radical. It's always trying to borrow a charge and rob alkaline from for its electrons. So, it really gives you that good negative energy that you need, because you're grounding out and you're getting rid of all the positive, which is negative entities in the body. Not only that, it's a water ritualistic practice. You're going in there and you're connecting with the earth, because when you in that sea, you still got your feet on the ground. Now you're moving in the water element. Now you got the sun beaming down. So, if you really, really want to get into all the elements, especially like elemental magic and all the stuff that they're talking about, which is being a true alchemist, the best place to be at is in the sea, because you're going to get the moon, you're going to get the sun, you're going to get the wind, you're going to get the water, and you're going to get the earth all in one setting.
Wow, y'all alchemists, y'all hearing this? All y'all alchemists, this is a very important lesson for y'all. It's a very important lesson.
And salt, and we got to remember, salt pulls. It's astringent, and we dealing with sea salt. So when you in that salt, notice like people that got thinning hair. If you tell them to go into the sea and wash their head in that salt sea, they have mucus drawing from the top of their head, because that salt literally dissolve and pulls. It's a astringent property, and it's electrical, so it pulls the minerals, and it's magnetic, so it pulls the minerals. And we have to remember that when you eat a apple, or when you eat an orange, or you eat greens, and you're breaking this stuff down, what's going to happen once you break it down to its phytonutrients, or the biochemistry, what they call the biophotons and bioflavonoids, these minerals, or what you call vital minerals, they stick themselves together and get converted. That conversion is what you call salt. So salt is nothing but converted, compounded minerals stuck together. So if you want a mineral bath, go to the sea.
Mm-hmm. So since we on the topic of the beach and the water, there's been a lot of leaked videos of mermaids, talking about Atlantis, and stories of, the mermaids in Atlantis being real. And we do truly feel like it's real. So what's your universal take on this?
I think the sea is alive. We got many biblical and Hebraic or even Sumerian, when you get into the Sumerian tablets, examples of what you would call mermaids. Some people call them sirens, and some people call them human fish. We have to realize that we all started off aquatic anyway, in all realms. Everything came from the sea. Even when you go back and you reach back into your ancient history, it says that we come from the sea. We have to understand that outer space is a big sea anyway. And when you get to the Bible, talk about how he separated the waters from the waters, and he called the waters above the heavens, or the Hashemayim, and then he called the waters below the seas. So we have to understand that in order to even get outer space, you got to go inner space, which is going into the sea. We're talking about thousands and thousands and thousands of creatures and species that we have never came into contact with.
Wow.
Thousands, and then, they haven't even been to the bottom of the ocean.
How deep do you feel like the bottom of the ocean is?
Man, miles and hundreds of miles, man. They be lying. Hundreds of miles. So for instance, it was a scientist that got killed. He got killed. Look this up. He went to the bottom of the ocean, and he went so far that he hit a part. He went in the ocean and found a lake in the ocean, a lake.
One of the most amazing things that I had ever seen in the bottom of the ocean, it was while filming for Blue Planet. It was in the Gulf of Mexico. And inside the ring of mussels was a lake. And it's like, wait a minute, I'm already underwater. And we went out over the water in this lake and tried to descend in it, and bounced off. It was so super saline and dense that the submarine couldn't go down in it. We literally bounced off, and as we bounced off, we sent ripples heading back to the shoreline. It was insane. I've never seen anything like it.
Coincidentally, a few days after this aired on the television that he had made this discovery, when him and his friend were flying the helicopter, it exploded and he died.
And he couldn't even penetrate the lake. He took pictures of it and stuff, how he couldn't penetrate this lake, but he seen octopus and all type of things swimming in his lake. And he reported it to Congress and he told the people about it. They ended up killing him. They've been at war with the seas for ages, y'all. They're not only at war with the heavens, because the heavens is the sea. Hashemayim, when you separate the waters from the water. So we have to understand that this whole concept of us going out of space and all of that is a big NASA lie. You know what I'm saying? If they're going, they're making intergalactic weapons. Now remember, it's water up there. It's a sea up there. So if potentially they're going at war with the sea, y'all should watch a movie called Aquaman. How the man on the land was going to war with the man of the ocean, or Oshun, or Yemaya. Look, this stuff is real, man.
Yeah, and Isis Wisdom, you know, she saw another big preacher in the intellect, and she was talking about how, you know, even Aquaman is one of the most powerful movies to understand how Atlantis is. That's how.
And Atlantis is real. Yes, but the only thing that only thing that they got misconstrued is it wasn't a bunch of Caucasian men. These are black humanoid beings down there, you know. But they're aquatic. But like I was talking about, if you look at the evolutionary biological history and process of the black woman's womb, we are aquatic. You know, we start off, we have tails, we have gills, the gills turn into lungs, our tails ended up getting shortened, you know what I'm saying? And then we have the primitive gut tube. We start off looking like a seahorse. From the seahorse, we start looking like an alien. From the alien, we start getting these humanoid features. And then after that, you get the, you know, you actually get the fetus, and then the fetus become the infant become the baby, toddler. Then we look like this. But if you look at us when we're actually in that aquatic stage in the womb, we look just like a tadpole. We look just like a seahorse. And mind you, we are literally inside of water in darkness, you know, welling in the primordial waters of the woman's womb for 9 months. Then the water breaks and then we birth and go forth. So even if you look at us and how we come into existence, we start off aquatic in water. We all got to go back to Maya. We all come from there, and we all go back there. You see what I'm saying?
Wow, man! Shout out to the water signs. I know you're a Cancer yourself.
Yes.
Shout out to the Cancers, and how powerful is it for water signs to go to the beach? Because we know they are a water sign, so they're connected to the water element. So they truly do need that water. That's either from, you know, going to the beach, feeling that water element, taking more showers, going with the flow. How powerful is it?
I mean, for one, when you get into Zodiac, or what they call Zadok, or Zukenu, or the Zedekiah, all of this talking about, you can find the Zodiac in every ancient religion. That's how powerful it is. And when you look at the word magi from a biblical sense, it said astrologer. So we know that astrology is very, very, very important, especially when it comes to seasons and times and just, you know, predicting the future and stuff like that.
Yes.
I'm a water sign. So, you know, since I came through that chart, that natal chart, and I'm connected to the water like that, the water literally be calling me. Literally, this is no bull. I start getting dehydrated. I can eat all fruit, drink all fruit juice. I literally feel dehydrated until I go to the ocean. The ocean be calling me. You know, we have to start listening to these signs, but it's hard to listen to your element call you from the element that you truly arrive from if you're blocking, you know, yourself from being on that fifth dimensional place. You know, just channel is 5D, beyond the 5D. You know, so it's hard to be beyond 5D and hear your element call, which you come from, if you blocking it and you shutting down your melanin neurotransmitters because you eating the wrong things and you drinking the wrong things and you putting the wrong substances in your body. But it's very important to work with your element that's a part of your natal chart, and you getting into your inner child and you start playing with these things, you will notice that that's where your magic